Hello and welcome to Take 30 News Ground Zero. I'm standing on the steps of the historic Lee Hall and it is 7 o'clock in the morning. We are about 24 hours away from the Student Association elections. Today I'm going to do something special. I'm going to travel across the campus and find out what the election vibe is among students. In the course of the day, we are also going to visit both campaign teams today, Roxanne's and Cole's. Please come with me. Hey guys.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you for speaking to us. So I'm in a classroom. These are all communication majors. Teresa has has given us some time to speak to her students. So thank you, Teresa. Let's speak to these students and find out what their view is about the SA elections. So guys, how many of y'all know that there are SA elections tomorrow? That's very nice. So we'll do this quickly. You introduce yourself and we'll go around the table and just say what your name is and who do you think will win tomorrow. And maybe a follow-up question is, what do you think about President Dodd's impeachment? Do you agree with it or do you not agree with it?
I'm Sarah, and I think Roxy will win tomorrow because I think she's a stronger candidate, and I think Dodd's impeachment was the right thing to do because he violated the Constitution, but it is commendable in a way because he stood up for what he felt was right.
Okay, fair enough.
Hi, I'm Carmen. I think that Roxy is definitely the more favorable candidate in this situation, and with regards to the impeachment, I definitely think that it was handled correctly.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Jordan. I also think Roxy is probably the best candidate based off of all the Twitter polls and stuff I've seen. She seems like everybody's favorite so far. And I also agree with the impeachment. If you're going to go against the regulations and stuff, you shouldn't be in office.
I'm Justin, and I won't be voting because the elections really don't affect me too much.
Okay. And why do you think so? Why? Does the essay not represent people like students like you, or do you think the essay is far disconnected with you?
Oh, I haven't looked into it.
You just
really.
don't want to?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Adam. Well, I like them both, but since I'm about to graduate, I'm not really thinking about voting because I'm trying to be a meteorologist and a recording artist, so singer weatherman.
All right.
Later on. so
So
we'll
you
see
don't
what
have
happens.
you don't have an opinion on who?
No,
Okay.
they're nice
What do
people.
you think
though.
about the impeachment? you're going to be a weather person. You're going to be a news station.
Mhm.
What do you think? You should have an opinion about. What do you think about the impeachment?
Well, like I like that he has beliefs and like really stood his ground, but he also broke rules, and you can't really like go against. If somebody's like trying to hire you, you need like follow their rules. So I get both sides of the issue. So.
Hi, I'm Shelby, and I think Roxy is probably the more favorable candidate based on all the sharing and everything I've seen on Facebook. And then my view on the impeachment is that it was right to impeach him because when you go against the Constitution, you have to be held accountable for your actions.
Okay.
My name is Will, and I too think that Roxy will win, but I do like Colewood's slogan more, so I was going to say that.
So Coldwood is good. Is that right?
Yeah, Colewood is good. And as far as the impeachment goes, I think it was right. It's right for him to be impeached just because he went against the Constitution, and that's what the Constitution is there for. So.
Okay.
I'm Lance, and I think Roxy's going to win also because I think she's good for the people. And for the impeachment-wise, I think it was the right thing to do because I feel like if you don't follow the rules, then you should be impeached.
Okay. There's a consensus, and I think none of them have said Coldwood till now. We are going to find some Coldwood supporters now.
I support Colewood, but I still think Roxy's gonna win.
Okay.
Personally.
So you're going to maybe vote for Coldwood tomorrow.
Mhm.
Okay. So why do you feel Roxy's going to win? Do you think that Coldwood's campaign did not perform well, their campaign strategy was flawed?
I think it's more like, especially after the impeachment, I think people really realize like there's a reason that our president would risk being impeached to support her. So I just think that's probably gonna make people vote for her.
What about the impeachment? Was it right?
For sure. I mean, he broke the rules. You have to impeach him.
Okay. All right. So there you have it. This is a communication major class, probably the most politically active students on campus. Thank you very much for speaking to Take 30 News. See Coalwood stickers and a Coalwood t-shirt. So
Yes.
I'm figuring you're voting Coalwood tomorrow.
Yes, sir, we are.
Okay. Is there any specific reason that you're choosing Coalwood over Roxy Raven?
Well, I'm personally choosing Cole because I've known him for a long time and I know his work ethic, and I just think he's the most qualified candidate for the job.
Yeah, he's definitely the most qualified, and he's just a good person. He really cares about this university, and he's just going to be an awesome president for us. He cares about every student, and he's really hardworking, and he just really deserves it.
Yeah, I'm voting for Cole because I know that he really embodies and is going to represent every single student here on campus. So he's not really focused just towards one specific student group, but he's focused on reaching out to the entire student body.
So the one thing that Coalwood has been criticized on has been diversity and inclusion.
Right.
So you think that does not hold any base, and he works for people who don't look like him as for the ones that do.
Right.
Do
I
you
mean,
think that's-
if you look at all of his platform points, they're all including the entire university. It's never just one specific group or just the SA or whatever it is. It's for all students, and so that's why I'm voting for Coalwood.
Okay.
Okay. Great job.
You like watermelon?
Alright. Thank you.
Have a good day.
So I have Cole Wood with me. Today we are not doing a sit-down interview, but Cole is in action, campaigning. Cole, last 24 hours, what's the strategy? Are there any changes you've made to your strategy? What's the game plan in these last 24 hours?
You know what, our strategy hasn't changed. We're still just trying to reach as many people as possible. That's been the goal all along. And, you know, I've had a great time out here. I look forward to the next couple of hours. And, you know, I really appreciate your vote tomorrow on February 2nd for SA President.
Cole, there's one aspect of tomorrow's elections that I guess not a lot of candidates are speaking about, and that is the severe weather threat to tomorrow's elections.
Yes.
Is there anything as Attorney General that you are doing? Is there anything as Cole Wood, SA President candidate, that you are doing? What is your campaign preparing for? How are you going to encourage people to go out and vote tomorrow?
You know, the election is going to primarily be online, so I don't know. That's not going to be my decision. It's going to be the university's decision and the elections commissioner's decision. But I urge you to stay safe tomorrow. That's our primary urge. So you know, tomorrow is going to be a big day no matter what, and we'll know shortly what's going to happen. So.
Okay. It's been an emotional election, Cole, and with all these controversies and everything, tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, what is your reaction going to be? Come what may be the result?
You know, regardless of what happens, I just want everyone to realize that we're all still a Bulldog family. And hopefully everyone can still realize that, you know, regardless of who wins, we're all still together. We're all still a family. And, you know, like I said on the election, or like I said during the debate, that's why I chose this school, because it's a family type atmosphere. And just if we can just keep that going, that'll make me feel great.
Last question, Cole. In conclusion, how has these 2 weeks been for you? Has it been a learning experience, or has it been something that you wouldn't try again in your life?
No, I've loved every second of it. I appreciate everybody that's, you know, come out and supported me, and I appreciate everybody's concerns and, you know, the outpouring of their support. I appreciate everybody, and it's been such a great experience.
Cole, thank you for speaking. Best of luck tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I have Roxanne Raven with me again. Roxy, I didn't ask you this when we sat down and did an interview. How has the last 2 weeks been in terms of campaigning, meeting people?
Well, I've met with about 40 groups so far, and I have another 20 more to go in the next 2 days. So it's been really great. I've met so many new people, and really been able to hear about some other ideas that I didn't, just because my experience has been different than others, I wasn't aware of. And so I'm really excited to tackle those. Even as my time as vice president, I want to get started up working on them. So campaigning's been fun. Obviously, it's been very stressful. It's not a process I enjoy. That's why if I'm elected, I want to make campaigns shorter to a week, not only for the student body, but for candidates as well. They don't need the stress of 2 weeks. So, and then obviously with the other issues surrounding the campaign, I'm just trying to move past and move forward from. That's been stressful and hard as well, and the negative comments don't help. But I'm trying to focus mainly on the positive. Really, it's been an overwhelming positive support, so it's been good.
It's the last 24 hours before the first vote is voted tomorrow morning through OrgSync. So is your strategy changed in the last 24 hours, or you still stick with meeting people and what you're doing, giving out cookies, speaking about your platform? Is your strategy changing in the last 24 hours?
It's not changing necessarily. However, we are preparing for the weather tomorrow. So if the weather is as bad as what people on the news are saying it's going to be, we're prepared to attack isn't necessarily the word, but reach out to voters in a different way. More social media, more texting, more personal one-on-one, word-of-mouth outreach than blank canvassing on the drill field. Obviously, in the rain, that's not going to be an effective strategy. So in that sense, it's changing, but really we're still trying to reach as many people as possible.
I'm going to meet Jamie at 2:30 and I'm going to ask her about this, but as a vice president, just forget you are a candidate for a moment.
Okay.
This is as a vice president. Tell me, Roxy, anyways the Student Association doesn't get turnouts as it should for voting. So now with the severe weather, is the Student Association as a body, because you're still the vice president till tomorrow if you get elected or not, but has the Student Association taken any steps to encourage people more in the severe weather outbreak?
Yes. Each year we have a voting campaign that's just a neutral campaign to try to get out the vote. Last year it was Dogs Spin a Vote, the hashtag, and then the year before it was vote anything. And so this year what we're doing is we're giving out stickers that say, if you're reading this, I've already voted, so that hopefully you have to prove that you voted. It doesn't matter who you voted for, to get one of those stickers. And if you do get one of those stickers, then campaigners can't bother you on the drill field, the union, anywhere. So we're hoping that this encourages people, we're kind of playing into the fact that people are kind of annoyed by campaigns. So we're hoping that this will kind of give them a reason to vote.
The Reflector and Take 30 News ran 2 polls on Twitter.
Yes.
Currently, we close our poll at about 8 p.m. tonight, and the Reflector has already closed its poll.
Yes.
Both the polls, you're leading by a huge margin, about 20%, which are roughly about 300 votes. Have you eased out a little bit on the campaigning, or does that make you work hard?
Not at all. It just makes me want to work harder to make sure that the people who did vote for me can feel that same satisfaction of seeing that successful poll there in the actual race. That's just, it's an opinion poll, and while I think it's a really good representative of how I hope the election turns out, I'm not going to let it change my tactics at all. If anything, it makes me work harder. I'm excited to see those. It helps to uplift me, but it doesn't make me ease up. I ran track in high school, and you have to finish hard through the finish line, and that's how I'm going to finish this campaign.
Roxanne, in conclusion, this has been an emotional election for you.
Yes.
After the endorsement came, a lot of people thought that it's very easy for you, or it would be very easy for you. But following this election closely, I've seen that you've been in a difficult position, and so has Cole. So tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, whatever the result is, what are you going to do?
I'm going to celebrate the end of a successful campaign, the end of being what I think has been a very successful year as vice president, and I'm excited to see Hunt Wallen take over, and I'm just very optimistic towards the future. Obviously, if things come my way, I'm going to celebrate a lot, and things don't come my way, I'm going to celebrate the positives, and that's my strategy in life in this campaign. It's just to try to be a light, try to be excited and be positive moving forward.
Roxy Raven, thank you for speaking to me.
Always a
Best
pleasure.
of luck for tomorrow. We've spoken to both the presidential candidates today. Both were in action campaigning in these last 24 hours. Now let's move on and talk to Jamie Aaron, the Chief Justice and the Election Commissioner, who has been in quite a lot of storm in these past few days. So welcome, Jamie, to Take 30 News. Let me first begin by asking a question that is in the minds of every student that's going to vote tomorrow, and that's the severe weather threat to MSU and the Starkville region for tomorrow. As the election commissioner, do you have any alternative plans? Have you discussed with the MSU authorities of moving the elections maybe 2 days back or something of that sort?
Yes, so I just spoke with Tabor Mullen, who's the Associate Dean of Students. The elections will be held tomorrow. Should there be an event of severe weather, we will handle that accordingly. But as of right now, everything's on go. It's going to be full force, so get ready for the campaigns to really pick up.
Okay, so it will be tomorrow.
It will be tomorrow.
So that's, maybe we can flash as breaking news that elections will be held tomorrow. Jamie, about the org sync and the change of system in voting this year. Anyways, Jamie, with such a large population, the average voter turnout is about 5,000, 5,500. Now, things have gotten more complicated this year with the voting not being on banner and being on org sync. So how are you going to explain it to students how it's going to be? Is there going to be a link on the banner to go to org sync? How is the voting actually going to work? What are the mechanics?
So tomorrow you should get an email from your My State account, and it should have a link to OrgSync. What you'll do is you'll click on that link, you'll go to the top right-hand corner and click Vote with Campus ID. You'll put in your net ID, you'll put in your net password, you'll vote. It should pop up right on the screen. It should not cause you any trouble. Should you have any trouble, you should just contact us at the Elections Help Center. We'll provide you a phone number on that email that you'll receive tomorrow morning. And feel free to call anytime from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'll be there all day.
Okay. Jamie, let's talk about some of the events that have taken place in the last week and in the run-up to this elections. You've been in the center of the storm. You're giving statements to the Reflector. We have been trying to get in touch with you. The media wants to talk to you since you are the elections commissioner and it all falls under you. So as the election commissioner, I know you're friends with Jojo. You're also friends with Roxy since you worked with VLead and other organizations. How has it been as the official who's conducting all this?
Well, we just worked with due process. At this point, we are handling everything professionally. Everything has been going smoothly. It's all just a professional organization, and we're handling ourselves that way.
Okay, all right, Jamie. I'll take that as an answer. About the Judicial Council and you being the Chief Justice. On Friday there was a meeting, I suppose, a secret meeting that took place in the Judicial Council. What was that meeting, and can you reveal any details?
It wasn't secret. It's the Judicial Council hearing. It was closed as requested by President Dodd. And basically we found President Dodd guilty on 4 charges. But those 4 charges are violation of Title 400.30, violation of constitutional oath, refusal to comply with our mandates that we set before him on January 26th, and undermining the integrity of the election. And so we charged President Dodd a fine of $50, which is what the Constitution mandates. The Senate will be holding his hearing tomorrow at 6 p.m. in Folks Auditorium, so you're welcome to come to that. It's public and open.
Okay. So the Judicial Council cannot impeach a president. It can only impose fines.
If the president does not pay his fine by tomorrow at 5 p.m., we can address his role as president and remove him from office. However, I don't think that will be necessary.
Okay. All right. Jamie, I have a statement that you made to the Reflector, and when the Reflector contacted you and you said that Jojo Dodd's statements were controversial and pretty pointed. Now, you ran against him last year for the SA presidency, and eventually you lost the election. A lot of people on campus are suggesting political vendetta on your part. So how would you respond to those people?
Jojo and I respect each other, otherwise he wouldn't have appointed me for this position. Our relationship has been nothing but respect since the day we first met. We're friends, we're co-workers. You know, we both see the vision of the SA as being great and powerful and here to serve students. So I would think that whoever commented that is probably very mistaken about our relationship.
Last question, Jamie. Anything you would say to the students to encourage them to go out and vote tomorrow? Because the SA, it seems, I'm getting a sense, I've been traveling around campus, that the SA somewhere has a disconnect with the students. Anything as election commissioner you can ask or at least request your students to go out and vote tomorrow?
I completely think that all students should go vote. If you think there's a disconnect
that's even more of a reason for you to go vote. We have two very good candidates running for president, same way for treasurer, secretary. We have two unopposed candidates for attorney general and VP. We have a whole plethora of senators running. I mean, this is your time to have your voice shown, and please go vote.
Jamie, thank you for doing it.
You're
Pleasure
welcome.
talking to you.
Thank
You
you.
very much. Let's go to a fraternity that exclusively supports Cole Wood for SA presidency. Please come with me. Hey guys, thank you for speaking to Take 30 News. Thank you. What are your names?
Andrew White,
Okay.
John Wesley Williamson, Ben Sellers.
So we've heard, and I've covered this story for the last 2 weeks, and I've seen that Greek life is involved in SA elections like no group, and you follow your leaders passionately, you follow what they do, what their platforms are. So can you tell me who you're going to vote for tomorrow? Is it going to be Cole Wood or is it going to be Roxanne?
Cole Wood. I'm voting for Cole Wood.
Cole Wood. Okay. And is there any specific you like about his platform, or he talks about stuff like starting the homecoming ball, an SA scholarship program. So is that something that is appealing to you?
Yeah, it is. I think especially the scholarship program, because no matter how many scholarships are out there, there's many students still here who are in need and could use that financial aid to help them fund their.
I also like the idea of his app that he wants to implement. Definitely give students insight into what's going on in SA, and really like make it transparent for the students to know what's going on.
So these are Cole Wood supporters with me. I'll throw a last question to them, and that is about the Twitter polls that are going on. The Reflector conducted a Twitter poll, and you know that we are also doing a Twitter poll, and the results are not looking good for Cole Wood. It's a 20% gap in both the polls. So does that worry you, or do you think that Twitter polls are not an actual representation of what is going to be unfolded tomorrow evening?
I think Twitter polls are showing that people are interested in this campaign, but only at the maximum, the Reflector won 1,000 people voting. Then we have over 20,000 students here, so that's only a small portion of the voting population. And I think the results aren't going to be the results come tomorrow. I think Cole's going to come out victorious.
Thank you for speaking. Thank you.
I'm going to go with Cole Wood, I think.
Okay. And do you have any specific reasons on why you're doing it?
I think he has a good mixture of everything you look for in a leader. He's been through a lot of adversity. He's proven his worth. He's been on executives last year as Attorney General, and I just think he has some good platform ideas as well.
So I walked into a Roxy Raven exclusive sorority. Is it safe to say that, or is it what's the name of the sorority?
Chi Omega.
Okay. And so you support Roxy Raven over Cole Wood, I'm just predicting.
Yes.
Okay, so are there any specific reasons that you're doing that, and do you like Roxy's platform, or what is the reason?
Well, other than knowing Roxy through Kaya, I also have gotten the chance to work under her in the Student Association, and she was vice president this year, and I was served on cabinet, and her leadership style is just so admirable, and I've watched her like make changes through the Senate, and so many things that she's wanted to accomplish, and she's actually made steps towards that, and then just has all these things that she is ready to do and ready to change on campus, while also like including everyone and making diversity a priority as well. So I went to the debate and I loved listening to her, and I think she has some great plans.
Okay. And what's yours?
Roxy, just getting to know her through Kaya, I've seen her passion for Mississippi State, and she's really put her heart and soul in the Senate, and like the amount of hours she puts into it every week is more than I get to sleep. And so I know her passion for Mississippi State and like for making it the best it can be is, leaps and bounds above like the average student, and I just know that she'll put her heart and soul into this and really do what she can to make it the best university in the SEC.
I just want to ask you one more question. After the Jojo Dodd endorsement last week, there was a lot of controversies that were associated with Roxy's campaign and Roxy's. Were there some qualities of her that you saw after that controversy hit her? And as someone who supports Roxy, how did you both look at that controversy?
Well, I think that Roxy did not know that JoJo was going to do that, and I think she was really taken back by it as well. And so was Cole. I think that both of them addressed this at the campaign, at the debate very well.
But I think that for the standing president to feel that he needs to make a statement about one of the candidates regarding like their abilities, and for him to even feel like that was needed to do, I think that speaks for itself. I think that both the character of Cole and Roxy was showing that they didn't let that affect how they're going to run their campaigns at all, which was very admirable.
Do you think it was too harsh on the senators to impeach the current president for his decision?
I talked to some people that were on Senate, and even some people that agreed with JoJo still went ahead and passed the impeachment, because regardless, at the end of the day, he did break the Constitution, and so of course they're going to be loyal to that. And even if they supported what he did, they had to follow a certain protocol to make sure that the university like runs on that and the honor and everything like that, so that students can still trust the process. So
Okay.
I think that it was fair.
All right. There you have it. You've heard it from Roxy's supporters. Thank you for speaking to me.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you very much.
problem. Thanks.
The one thing that I've realized today is that it is very tough to predict who's going to win tomorrow. Walk into a classroom full of communication majors and Roxy Raven wins the battle. Walk onto the fraternity and sorority rows and Cole Wood has the upper hand.
Yay! It's like Sessions all over again. Pretty lit. You like it? Oh,
It's me.
Yeah.
It's me, Ashley Brooks, who's running for SA Treasurer. Ashley, how has the last 2 weeks panned out for you? How has the campaign been? Are you enjoying this experience?
Oh my gosh, I love this experience. It's so great to meet people, and people are so positive, and they're just wanting to talk to you and get to know you more. And I really like it. It's been fun. We're organizing a lot of events and everything. We gave out coffee last Thursday, and so I've really enjoyed it. It's been fun.
I asked your opponent, Catherine, this question, so I have to pose it to you. It's been a tough election with all the controversy surrounding this election. The post of a treasurer hasn't been advertised in a way that the president has, or maybe the attorney general has. So could you walk us through what the treasurer actually does? And if you are elected tomorrow, come tomorrow at 10 p.m., what are the first goals you will have on your team?
Okay, well, the treasurer is in charge of the budget for the Student Association. So the budget is currently around $500,000, and it might be increasing this next year as more students come in, and the student activity fee and 2% tax. And so it's our job to distribute this money, and part of that is working with the current president, or the new president, and making a budget together, something that fits our goals as we're running our platform, but also what he wants to do in his cabinet. And so one of my goals at first is going to be doing the parking ticket forgiveness program. I feel like I need to hit the ground running on that, because part of that's working with parking services, and also fitting that money into the budget if needed. And then also for the academic affairs.
So can you tell us about this forgiveness program that you have?
Yes.
What is it going to do? Is it going to give students a chance if they get a ticket, or what's the actual program?
The program, you're going to have the option of completing community service in return for forgiveness of one parking ticket per semester. And so it's modeled off of the University of Arkansas's Work It Off program, and it really works great for them, and our campuses and student body are similar. And so with the expanding budget, I feel like this is something that can really benefit students, and is a good way to spend our money.
Ashley, in conclusion, let me ask you this.
Yes.
This election has been a lot about controversy. Let me bring you back to the controversies.
Yes.
Because that's something that students are discussing a lot. If Roxanne Raven wins tomorrow, or Cole Wood wins tomorrow,
yes,
would you have a problem with any one of them? Or who do you want to win? Who do you want to win?
Honestly, I have dogs in every fight. I know Roxy, I'm on Senate, she's the vice president. I've worked with her this past year, and she's been a great vice president, and I think she'd be a great leader. But also, I know Cole Wood, I'm friends with him. So honestly, it's really hard for me. I've been focusing on my own campaign, and so I haven't really been...
Has it been tough for you? Choosing a side, taking a side?
Kind of. I mean, they both have really great platforms, and so it's hard to choose, and so I'm just choosing to focus on my own, and then tomorrow morning I'm gonna have to make a decision. But it will be hard.
So it has my platform place on the back. I want to work with parking. I want to work with the bus route. I want to make sure everyone's votes are safe. All right, next money.
Joining me right now is Catherine Nash, who's running for the SA Treasurer position. Right, Catherine?
That's correct.
Okay, Catherine, tell me, how has the campaigning been for the last 2 weeks?
It has really been stressful, but I've been meeting so many people around Mississippi State. It's been awesome. Just getting to see all these new faces, talking to these organizations about the things that I want to do. It's been great just to meet the students that I go to school with.
Mm-hmm. At the debate, I was there, Catherine, and you said that you want to speak from your heart, and you didn't come prepared for the debate. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, I walked up and everybody had like sheets of paper with their intro typed out and everything, and I was just like, I didn't know this is how it goes, and so I was just like, I really just wanted to say how I felt, and so at the debate, that's really all I did was say how I felt, say what was in my heart, and how I felt about the Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm. Catherine, one thing about the treasurer position is that it doesn't get the kind of media mileage that a president position gets, and with the recent controversies that have plagued the SA elections. So do you think that the media and the journalists did a fair job covering your position, getting your word out there, what you want to do as a treasurer?
Well, it didn't necessarily touch on the platform points that I want to do, but I feel like the media covered me as much as it felt like it could. I know with the whole thing that was going on with the presidential controversy, it took up a lot of time, and I understand that.
Can you tell our viewers, in conclusion, Catherine, that as a treasurer, what steps can you do, or what is part of your platform that you want to implement at Mississippi State if you get elected come tomorrow night at 10 p.m.?
If I get elected come tomorrow night at 10 p.m., the main thing that I want to do is make sure everyone's voice is heard, no matter what walk of life they come from. I'm really about diversity, and so the thing that I want to do is make sure all minorities, majorities, and everybody in between feels like their voice is heard within the student association.
At the end, I'll ask you, Catherine, Cole Wood or Roxanne Ray?
I don't really want to say.
Okay.
It's a hard choice. I don't really know.
All right, I'll give you that. Thank you very much for speaking to me.
Thank you.
The sunset is here in Starkville, and that's also the wrap to our Take 30 News Ground Zero special. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's been an emotional election this for the candidates, for the campaign team, and also for you, the viewers and the students. There's only one hope that a journalist has, that tomorrow on election day, there should be a large turnout. So let's hope there's a large turnout tomorrow. Have an informed election season. Hail State and goodbye.